Now let us discuss the communication between threads, that is known as inter-thread communication. So if two or more threads are communicating with each other, it is called inter-thread communication. Using the synchronized method, two or more threads can communicate indirectly. Though synchronized method, each thread always competes for the resource. This way of competing is called polling. The polling wastes the much of the CPU valuable time. The better solution to this problem is just notify other threads for the resource when the current thread has finished its task. This is explicit communication between the threads. Java addresses this polling problem using wait, notify, and notify all methods. These methods are implemented as final methods in the object. So all classes have them. All three methods can be called only from within a synchronized context. Wait tells the calling thread to give up the monitor and go to sleep until some other thread enters the same monitor and calls notify. Notify wakes up a thread that called wait on the same object. Notify all wakes up all the threads that called wait on the same object. One of the threads will be granted access. So these threads are declared within object as shown here. Final void wait throws interrupted exception. Final void notify. Final void notify all. Additional forms of wait exists that allow you to specify a period of time to wait. Although wait normally waits until notify or notify all is called, there is a possibility that in very rare cases the waiting thread could be uh, awakened due to a spurious wake up. In this case, a waiting thread resumes without notify or notify all having been called. In essence, the thread resumes for no apparent reason. Because of this remote possibility, Sun recommends that calls to wait should take place within a loop that checks condition on which the thread is waiting. So let us consider the example which describes this concept. Example program for producer and consumer problem class q integer n boolean value set equal to false, synchronized int get while value set is not equal try. Within the try we'll have wait method, catch interrupted exception e, system.out.println interrupted exception caught. So after the catch block we have here system.out.println got plus n value set equal to false, then notify method, and this will return n. So this is the get method. Synchronized void put integer n while value set. Under that we have a try block. Under try block we have wait. The corresponding catch block is catch interrupted exception e system.out.println the interrupted exception caught. So in this put this dot n equal to n, value set equal to true, system.out.println put colon under double quote plus n notify, end of the put method. And with this end of the class q. Class producer implements runnable capital Q small q producer Capital Q, small q is a constructor. This dot q equal to q, new thread, this comma producer dot start. So public void run integer I equal to 0 while true, uh, q dot put I plus plus, end of producer class. Class consumer implements runnable, capital Q, small q, consumer, q, which is constructor for consumer class. This dot q equal to q, new thread, this comma consumer dot start, public void run while true, q dot get. So this is end of consumer class. Class PC fixed. So public static void main string arguments. So this class has public static void main string arguments method. So q equal to q, new producer q, new consumer q, system dot out dot println, press Ctrl C to stop. Suspending, blocking and stopping threads. Whenever we want to stop a thread, we can stop from running using stop method of thread class. Its general form will be as follows: thread dot stop. This method causes a thread to move from running to dead state. A thread will also move to dead state automatically when it reaches the end of its method. Blocking thread. A thread can be temporarily suspended or blocked from entering into the runnable and running state by using the um, sleep method or suspend method or wait method. Sleep or suspended or wait method. Suspended, blocked until further orders. Wait, blocked until certain condition occurs. These methods cause the thread to go into the blocked state. The thread will return to the runnable state when the specified time is elapsed in the case of sleep. The resume method is invoked in the case of suspend, and the notify method is called in case of wait. The following program demonstrates these methods: suspend and resume. Class new thread implements runnable. String name, name of the thread, thread T, new thread, string thread name, name equal to thread name, T equal to new thread this, comma name, system dot out dot println, new thread plus T dot start. This is the entry point for the thread. Public void run try for integer I equal to 15, I greater than 0, I minus minus, system dot out dot println, name plus colon plus I, thread dot sleep 200, and the corresponding catch block, system dot out dot println, name plus interrupted. And after try catch block, in this run method we have system dot out dot println, name plus exiting. Then class suspend resume, public static void main, string arguments, new thread, object 1 equal to new thread 1, new thread object 2 equal to new thread 2. The try block is thread dot sleep 1000, object 1 dot t dot suspend, system dot out dot println, suspending thread 1, thread dot sleep 1000, object 1 dot t dot resume, system dot out dot println, resuming the thread 1, object 2 dot t dot suspend, system dot out dot println, suspending thread 2, thread dot sleep 1000 object2 dot t dot resume system dot out dot println resuming thread 2. Then the corresponding catch block system dot out dot println main thread interrupted. Then after try and catch block, system dot out dot println waiting for threads to finish object1 dot t dot join object2 dot t dot join. Then catch block for the corresponding try block. The catch block is interrupted exception system dot out dot println main thread interrupted. After try and catch blocks, system dot out dot println main thread exiting. So life cycle of a thread. During the lifetime of the thread, there are many states it can enter. They include the following: newborn state, runnable state, running state, blocked state, dead state. So a thread can always in any one of the five states. It can move from one state to other via variety of ways as shown: newborn state, runnable state, running state, blocked state, dead state. So from newborn state to dead state, directly it can go when it is stopped, and from newborn state to runnable state it can go when it is used with start. From runnable state to running state, or from running state to runnable state, it can go. From either of these two states, it can go to blocked state when it is used with suspend or sleep or wait, and it can go back to either running state or runnable state when it is when the blocked state thread is used with resume or notify, and it can go to dead state from blocked state when it is applied with stop, and from either running state or runnable state it can go to dead state when it is stopped. Runnable state to running state it can go when it is yielded, vice versa. So these are the five states any thread can have. The thread methods are: run used to write the body of the thread, start used to start the thread, sleep used to make the thread sleep for milliseconds, suspend used to suspend a running thread, wait until further order, yield used to give control to other thread before it turn comes, stop used to stop the thread, resume used to start the blocked thread, notify used to notify the waiting thread, notify all used to notify the all waiting threads.